Yeah, anyone who's tuning in right now, I'm just sending my Discord notification. I'm getting started in a minute here.
Castlevania Judgement.
Her voice is definitely familiar. Yeah, here we are, 9 hours in. I don't know how the heck we beat the other game in like 4 hours, but... Anyway, let me send out my notification. Give me a good time to appreciate the soundtrack though while I'm sending this message out. Alright, I think that's everything. Obviously, someone let me know if my microphone just suddenly is not working, but it should be working. I checked all the settings. I tried to adjust the camera too so that I wasn't so far to the left of the frame, but now I think I pushed it down too far because now it's like my head's really close to the top. But I'm not getting up again to fix it. So hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. I'm not imagining this will be a long stream. At least I hope it isn't. But I got the last story mode, the final story mode of Castlevania Judgement here to play tonight. Looking forward to it. Because now I can finally play with my favorite character in Castlevania. Who's just only in this game and is only accessible after you beat every other story mode. So I'm going to go in real fast to do training, to remember how to do the combos, and also as I get, just to also give people a moment or two if they want to try and pop in. Who's not an annoying person to fight against? That's interesting. Shinoa is not available in the multiplayer, and Death's not available in the multiplayer, even though I have them in the story mode. I bet I have to probably beat them in the regular mode in order to do it. Who was I very good with last time? I'll practice with Trevor. I just need to remember how to do the button combos before I jump into this next one, because if I remember it correctly, Aeon Story Mode has you fight every other character, or at least the majority of the cast, so I don't know if there's 13 fights, but at the very least there's probably going to be 10, so I want to just remember how to fight.
You will regret challenging me.
Who's a not annoying person to fight? Honestly, of the people I have here, Alucard's probably the least annoying person to fight here. Yeah, let's put you both in your edgy outfits. Sure, let's give you...
Stand in my way. Move or die.
Nice. Very edgy. Let's get a non-annoying field to fight in. Yeah, probably the throne room. That's like the only one that doesn't have any sort of like bad things. Anyway, I'm just doing this to remember how to play and also remember how to do my button combos real fast. I'm not going to do this for very well. I'm also just giving a little time for anyone else who wants to tune in the next minute or two. This is the only stage that doesn't have hazards.
I have no choice. I will fight.
I hope you guys can hear me too. For some reason, I'm having issues getting the microphone as close as I normally can. Okay, got that one. Okay. Okay, that's the guard blocker.
I'll take that.
Okay, that's good. Okay, and that's the air one. I don't know, I think that in order to unlock all the secrets, you have to, like, beat every character mode against the final mode, where you fight the death thing. I could probably do that with Trevor, because his moveset is honestly very well-rounded. I prefer him over Simon, at least, who I think is just a little bit less powerful. Or at least I like that Trevor's moves have a lot more range, which makes him a little hard to fight against, because some of his moves are very up close and personal, which is fine. Okay, that's guard. And that's the dodge, okay. Okay, and then the directional one is forward. Okay, and then... Okay, and then... Sorry, I'm just beating up Alucard right now, but he's honestly the least annoying character to hit. Because his voice is not annoying. That's the breaker. Okay. And... Nope, that's the item one. Okay, which one's the ultimate? Okay, there it is. Trying to remember which one was the hyper move. Again, I like the fact that even though Trevor and Simon are very similar characters, they do play differently. Which I appreciate. Okay. I think that's enough. I think that's enough, Sorry, getting some weird text notifications. Anyway, cool. So, I think that's enough, I honestly should have, every time I played this game, I should have gone in just to warm up on, like, you know, especially when it was, like, 2 or 3 weeks since I last played the game. I really should have gone to warm up more often, because then it was just embarrassing when I was dying on the first fight, because I couldn't remember how the buttons worked. Anyway, this should be the last story mode of this game, which should officially beat the game. Because at this point, we've gone and I've unlocked every character. I've played through each of their story modes. We see we have the whole cast here. And then we also have done the, what they call the last story mode, which is any character playing through and fighting against that guy in the background, the Time Reaper. Who was a pain in the butt to fight. I fought him with Death, I think. Because I liked how Death fought. Which, honestly, Death's really fun to play with. The issue is that he just doesn't have a lot of very long-range things, which would definitely help the Time Reaper, because his whole thing is, like, lots of beams and shooty things at you, and... Oh, no, I didn't do it with Death, I did it with Dracula, because Dracula was really cool. But, like, that was the only reason that it was hard to fight the Time Reaper with Dracula, was because, he has, like, no jump and, like, no dodge, so it doesn't really work that well. I keep looking at my camera, and I keep looking over like it's freezing up or something, so I hope that's not coming through on your guys' side. If it is, it means I probably have to update my graphics card again, but this will be fine for tonight. We're just going to do one story mode. So anyway, we've gotten all the character story modes. We've done the final story. Now we're going to do what they call the true story, which is Aeon story mode. So again, he's the guy who's been introduced to our characters every... at the beginning of every story mode. He's the one who brought everyone here in the first place. He's the one who made the time rift. And now that we have all the soul keys, we can play as him. So this is essentially what's considered the true story mode, where you get, like, this is essentially, every other one is like an alternate timeline, and this is what actually happens. So, yeah, we're gonna do that now. And this is also my favorite character in Castlevania, and probably the first character I would jump at to cosplay, because I love everything about his design. And I wish he appeared in literally anything else. wouldn't even need to be another Castlevania game. If they had a character that looked like this in like any other like media, I would play it just because I love this character's design so much. Wish they would make a Castlevania Judgment too, because then they could bring him back in higher definition and even get more characters. I think that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, we're gonna play as his story mode now. I do really like his alternate outfit. It looks really cool because the black and red like just look awesome. But I think for his regular story mode, we're gonna stick with the classic white. And then if I play through his story mode a second time and like all the other characters, I'll use his alternate outfit. But I think we're gonna stick with the white outfit for now because that's also very iconic.
Who is my opponent?
So I think his story mode is supposed to be longer than the others. So hopefully I won't get stuck on some stupid boss where I'm not actually fighting the boss, but I'm actually getting stuck on the stage hazards. But fingers crossed. Guard time. Journey through the ages. Today, suddenly, without warning, a powerful entity appeared from the 10,000 years in the future, determined to destroy the fabric of time. And enlist the powers of 13 mighty souls, settle ancient paths that would lead to this great enemy. With only a single chance of victory, aim must determine the most worthy champion for the battle ahead.
Right on time. However, only one may earn the right to face the final enemy.
We fight for human. That's what human do.
I see. Then we will begin the final trial.
Ready? Fight!
Sorry, I always look at the character's move list first. I also like that this technically is like just looking at it from like the reverse, because every character has to fight him initially as the first character to fight, but then in the final story for every character, they fight him the last time before you fight the Time Reaper. So like, this is essentially, from what I understand, Aeon's story mode is essentially playing all those battles, all those final fights where you fight all the other characters. Okay, neutral combo. He's also a pretty good character, very well-rounded, has a lot of good, like, if you've been paying attention while I've been fighting him, and he kicked my butt once in a while, he's got a lot of guarding moves, and has a variable, moveset because, like, his, obviously for a time-themed character, changes, as time goes on, or whenever he blocks attacks. So let's see, which one is the one that does the... Okay. The first one's the extension, the second one's the... I'm pretty sure the second one is the beam. The third one's the 3 strikes, and then... The other issue with this game is that, like, is when they go in, they name a character's move, but they name it by the name the character calls it, so it's like, if you haven't played this before, who knows what the heck Hour of Judgment is? That's why sometimes when they're like, okay, here's your breaker combo, I'm like, okay, makes enough sense. So, rift between... I guess we're just gonna play with this. Which one's the one that does the... I think that's A and then B. Because his special... his hyper works very particularly, so you really have to time it with one of his, special moves. I just need to remember how to do that, otherwise it's very hard to pull off. Okay, and A and B's the counter, alright. Okay. I also like that we're in stage 1 and and the enemies are already, like... We're starting off with one of the biggest tanks of the game for the first enemy. I'm like, great, that's fun. Because who doesn't like shooting a giant laser beam out of a clock?
Unfortunate. I shall have to search for another.
I thought his thing had turned green, not blue, but yeah, he can shoot a freaking laser beam out of his clock, because why not? It's a fighting game, let's be ridiculous.
In this place, I too am able to fight.
Fight me as you would a grown man. I do not want your mercy.
And once again, I'm beating up a child. Love that.
In after him.
Did not time that dodge right. His guard breaker is pretty good. It's not... the one that annoys me is Cornell's. His guard breaker is so freaking slow that it's very hard to guard break with. How did you survive that, dude?
Right on time. This moment was preordained.
Also, if there's anyone who looks like a Death Note character, it's like him and Simon, who look the most like Death Note characters. They're like, yep, no question on who what artist drew that character.
To mend the fabric of time, I ask you meet me in combat.
No matter who may challenge, my clan will not falter.
His mode probably doesn't have any of those like things where you fight zombies, because I think he just fights every character.
I'll take that. I'll take that. And then I'll take that.
Come on. Okay, I was out of the way of that. Thank you very much. I got clipped on the geometry on the corner where there's that little waterfall over there, and I was like, why am I not moving? Come on, Trevor, that's... You wouldn't have done that with your stupid ultimate.
You cannot best me.
If your ultimate hadn't hit me, then that wouldn't have worked. That's fine, we'll do it again.
In this place, I too am able to fight.
Also, love the fact that the guy has like a regular pocket watch and then a giant freaking pocket watch to use as a weapon. Like, we're really gonna nail in the time theming on this character. Trying to get his counter, but I just keep timing it badly. To be fair, that is the kind of thing about counter moves, is that you can't get them, like, you have to time them exactly right. I got that one correctly. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, dude, give me some space. I keep hitting in the wrong direction. Yeah, I know. That's why this could be a quick playthrough, or I could get stuck on a couple boss fights. We'll see. I'm still not terribly good at this game.
I too am able to fight.
You will witness the power of a true vampire.
Still trying to remember how the combos work with him.
Ready?
Also, I'm immediately more distracted because I'm like, man, this guy's got great eyes. Okay. Okay. Stop interrupting me when I'm trying to jump. I'm trying to do his jump combo thing. Come on. Trevor isn't a terribly easy character to face, though, because he is very well-rounded. And I pulled my counter right before he hit that move. I'm trying to use his counter because he has a counter move that literally nullifies any attack. The thing is, you gotta get the timing right. I keep pulling it right before he attacks. I'm like, well, that's not gonna do me any good. That's the fastest way to charge up his ultimate is to guard, but I keep missing the guard. It's alright. I'll just be stuck in the second fight for a while. Feel free if you're in the chat to pose questions and stuff, I guess. I'm gonna keep trying to beat this guy. Okay, I got that one. See, when I stopped trying to, like, do the smart thing and counter him, and I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna keep hitting him and over again so he can't get a combo off. Then it's fine. Trevor is kind of a character you have to brute force, though, because he has good range and he's pretty strong. Alright. At least all the hazards aren't active right now. I don't know how that just happened, but that was fun. See, I know Cornell's a good character, I just never figured out how to use him. Like, I could not figure out how to get his moves to work. Okay, how were you not close enough to grab him that time? You were right in front of him. Okay, dude, give me a moment. How are your face? How did that not catch him? Was I facing the wrong way? I swear that I didn't look at the character model because I was looking at Cornell. Was I facing the wrong way when I used that move? That move has a really wide range, but I probably was facing in the wrong direction. I know I need to be focusing more on where my character's at than where's the enemy's at, but... Then we got the nice Wii glitching, because we are in an original Wii. This is not an emulator. This is actual hardware on an actual disc. So sometimes the music distorts. That's how you know it's real. We both just like dodge through each other because both their dodges is like a pass through. Okay, I almost got out of his range. Not quite though. Come on. And he dodged it. That's just mean. Never gonna get this move pulled off if I can't get it going right.
Right on time. This moment was preordained.
for my
So
phone.
you finally arrived. And yet, only one may proceed past this point.
Then let us decide who is best suited to face him.
That is my desire.
Yay. Don't particularly enjoy fighting her because I'm still bitter about the fact that I had such a hard time with her playthrough because I didn't know how to do the specials yet, so I pretty much just used her basic attack to win everything. Okay. You're really annoying me, lady. Well, that was annoying. There we go.
This will just take a minute. No matter how powerful the magic you wield, you will never surpass time. And time marches on. Right on time. How unfortunate. I shall have to search for another.
The funny thing about his hyper attack is it actually changes depending on who he's talking to, because his dialogue will change depending on which character he's speaking to. Either giving them like a warning of their future or commending them in some way.
To mend the fabric of time, I ask you meet me in combat.
I will show you the might of House Belmont.
I was like, we're gonna face Simon at some point, I'm sure. The biggest thing is that Anne's hyper attack is strong, but it has a 3-second charge time, so you can't really use it in combat. But this is actually okay because his he does have a move when his clock's fully charged up that, like you just saw, freezes the opponent completely in time, which gives you a perfect opportunity to use his ultimate then. So, he was probably the first character I was most attached to when I played this game, just because it was like one of the first characters that made sense to me. Where I'm like, okay, you use this thing to do this combo, you use this thing to do that combo. Like, I know I'm not talking right now, so I'm not paying attention to what buttons I'm hitting, but it was it's the first one I'm like, oh, okay, so you use his one skill, and that makes it so that his ultimate is easier to land, and you know, like. Okay, I guarded at the exact wrong time there.
And a time to lose.
Vampire killer will cleave your soul.
See, I don't get the guard at the right time. It leaves me just wide open. Do love the settings of this game, though.
I too am able
So, like, creepy looking. I was talking with a friend of mine earlier about the like novel idea I have for my like master's project, essentially. Like, we have to write a novel, so I'm already considering ideas of what I want to do, but like I have this one that I like made for my fiction class. I've talked about it on here before, that I'm thinking about doing, and I was talking about how, like, yeah, after the main story, instead of going into a fantasy world, my sister gave me the idea, what if you went to like a gothic world instead, because fantasy is usually like, you know, high fantasy, so elves and orcs and, you know, magic and stuff. Sometimes you have magic and science, but I'm like, have you ever seen magic in a gothic world before? So I'm like, what if I had a gothic world that had like spirits and magic in it, like that, not quite steampunk, or like, what do they call it? It's not gearpunk. The one that comes right before steampunk. There's another word for it. But I could do something like that, which would be fun. So I was talking about that with my friend on Discord, because I was asking him for some feedback. He's really good about reading stories and giving some very interesting ideas. And he's like, oh, that's pretty cool. You're doing like a fantasy thing that's going to be gothic. I'm like, yeah, they'll be, you know, still advanced to some degree because they have like magics and stuff. But it'll be like a gothic setting. So someone who's walking in like jeans and a t-shirt is going to be the odd one out because they're the only one who's going to look like that. Like, I'm imagining if this is the, like, in my world, it exists in a world like this one where everything is, like, over-designed and, like, edgy-looking, but that's normal to them. Because I just think, like, everyone does the whole, like, oh, we're in the land that has dragons, we're in the land now that has spirits, we're in the land that has magic, we have elves, you know, like, forests and stuff. Like, when's the last time you saw someone do a thing like that with, like, the really edgy kind of gothic? Like, you know, stuff like that. Okay. Can you stand still for 1 second so I can grab you? Okay, that one. I got him. His breaker move is really good because it's a throw, so you can actually combo the person while they're in the air, and you can't guard against it because it's throwing them. The problem is I have to be really close to him in order to get it to work. Dang it, he ran right outside the range. I was like, I'm a little far away, but yeah, he ran right outside the range of that attack. That was my fault. I should have done it when I was closer to him. I also think I can do it in the air. I should see if I can do it in the air. I think you can do those combos when you jump, too. Because all of his combos can be done in the air. I just keep forgetting I have a jump button. So, yeah, I was just thinking about that, like... You know, the first book would definitely be about my main characters, like, getting to know each other and their kind of, like, friendship and stuff. But the second one would be like, hey, we're now going to go face this fight in this other world. And so she's kind of fish out of water scenario again, because she's in this weird, like, super edgy gothic world that has, like, spirits and stuff like that. And, yeah, it gets... I love this aesthetic, so it's... Okay, I totally guarded it at the wrong time there. I just really like that aesthetic. Come on. Okay, I was just too far away for that attack to hit. Okay. I know you can do that attack in the air, I just keep hitting the wrong one. I know you have... That might be one of the ones you have to hold the A button down for. I'm messing around right now kind of just because I'm talking in addition to trying to figure out this one combo. If I was just spam attacking him, I probably could beat him, but I'm like, I'm trying to get this one combo down. I should be able to do it in the air, I'm just not doing it right. This is kind of the main reason I don't like fighting games as a genre or platformers, because I don't like being like, I know what I should be doing, I just cannot initiate it because my buttons and finger timing is not ideal. Okay, how did that even hit me? Okay, so I dodged around the other one, but I got hit at the end. Go figure. This character is useful when you're playing him right. I'm just completely flopping on his combos right now, which is embarrassing. But such has been this entire playthrough. I'm not good at these games.
Immortal One, you have ignored the passage of time long enough.
Do you honestly believe you can defeat
I'm like, that has to be Alucard, Carmilla, or Dracula. But I think Dracula is the last one you fight. But seriously, listen to this music. It sounds so epic. This actually almost sounds like Fire Emblem music. It just reminds me of playing Fire Emblem Warriors. You have these really cool, like, rock covers of these classic sounding songs. That was just rude. One thing that does make him a little bit better of a character is kind of like Shinoa. Aeon's basic combo, if she stops juggling me here, is that Aeon's basic combo is very, like, fast. Okay, I was doing fine against you earlier. It's like as soon as I lose my combo, they just start juggling me.
You'll come to enjoy this.
I hate when I die by, like, this much HP, because that's just kind of mean. Anyway, but he does have a very good basic combo, like, Shinoa does. His sword strikes are pretty fast. So you can't kind of just get away with just doing that. I'm just trying to do his other move.
I'll grant you a quick death.
And also this music is just great.
I'm over here. I'm over here. An after image.
Fortunately, Carmela's kind of annoying to deal with. She starts juggling you because it's really hard to get out of her combos. Okay, I did the guard that time. I'm like, I don't want to do the guard. I want to do the other move. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to reach her anyway. I tried to do it earlier, but then I did the counter instead. I'm like, gosh dang it.
Cries of agony give me goosebumps.
Believe it or not, when I play, after every time I play this game, I play, like, some more, like, challenge modes with him on here after I finish streaming every night. I do play with him better most of the time. I guess I'm just getting performance anxiety or something, because I'm normally don't struggle this much with this character. Though, to be fair, he is the last story mode, so I'm imagining all the, player AI is pretty high right now.
Earn my wrath.
Ready?
Just gotta love that music, though. It's so epic.
I'm over here. An after image. Not quite.
Okay, the bats are annoying. Learning that. Love that. Never actually seen someone use that weapon before. So, good to know. Okay, girl. Stop it. There it is.
This will just take a minute. Your quest for eternal beauty is doomed. Nothing withstands time. And time marches on. Right on time. I cannot allow that which would disrupt the flow of time.
Man, I love this character's design so much. He just looks so cool to me. Even if I keep, you know, losing over and over again. And this one's gonna have the lasers on it.
Immortal one, you have ignored the passage of time long
That one
enough.
should be Alucard.
I will do what I must to those who stand in my way.
Ready?
This one's probably gonna have the lasers in it, which is annoying.
An after image.
I did not dodge at the right time for that. I honestly want to wonder why this room has a laser shooting robot in it, but I don't know any Castlevania lore, so I'm assuming just cause it's epic and cool.
A time to win and a time to lose. Apologies, but I cannot allow myself to be defeated.
You do have a really epic cape swoosh, gotta give you that. Okay, we actually got some things. The point of view of the camera actually right now looks like you're playing Camilla, so I got confused. Maybe that's just an old game camera thing. I know, yeah. Old game cameras. Fun stuff. Let's see. My phone's buzzing, so I'm checking it. Oh, that's, my dad. He's in another place right now. Yeah, epic cape moment. I love me a good epic capes. You know? That's why everyone, that's why you got, if you're gonna be in a Gothic game, you have to have some capes.
The passage of time long enough. I will do what I must to those who stand in my way.
Honestly, I'm gonna say it again. I really dig the style of this game. Honestly, if there's a game that had these characters in here, I'd play it because I really do like these designs. I can kind of get where they're coming from if they're like, this is what the characters normally look like, and I do know Alucard's look better in other iterations of himself. But I'm like, I still think this is a really cool... Okay, that came out of nowhere. I still think this is a really cool, like, atmosphere for a game. Okay. Okay, where am I? Oh, I'm behind him. I couldn't... Like Mally was saying about the camera, I'm like, yeah, I couldn't see myself. All I could see was like, I'm like, Alucard's in front of me, I think, but I can't see where I am. Apparently I was facing in the wrong direction.
This too is fate.
One thing I would say would be nice if this game had a lock-on mechanic. So that you wouldn't just randomly be hitting in another direction and not realize you're not facing the right direction because you can't see your character.
Immortal One, you have ignored the passage of time long enough. I will do what I must to those.
Oh no, I'm like triple dead at this point. I died 3 times trying to face Trevor earlier. I died at least twice facing Carmilla. The only one I did in the first try was the Golem, but that's because this is the final story, so the characters are pretty hard to fight with at this point. Like, they'll use their ultimates against you, they're going to do dodging, like, combos, and they're going to use their strongest moves. Like, none of the characters are playing nice at this point. This is, this is the true story mode, so they're on higher difficulties here, which is not great when I'm not a great, person to be playing a fighting game in the first place. Okay. All right.
I will not lose. Not until I keep the promise I made Mother.
My phone keeps buzzing, so I'm seeing what the... Sorry, my family chat's just going crazy, so... Wanted to see what's going on. Let's see. Is this Hot Topic swag is too much? Yeah, it really is. It's the cape. It's also the giant laser shooting statue that I'm trying to also be aware of at the same time as fighting him, but...
Long enough. I have no choice. I will fight.
Ready?
And then devour them. I'm over here. Big things. And then. And then. And then over here. And then. And then.
Barely missed the laser on that one. Come on. I killed him and I knocked him out of the ring.
Immortals disrupt the flow of time, don't you see?
Yeah, at least there's no zombies sneaking up on me, but the gameplay's still young. I can definitely still run into that stage. Okay, this is the bridge.
In this place, I too am able to fight.
Behold my gift, the secret art of ecclesia.
And of course we're facing Shinoa. I think because she was from the newest game, they just decided they were going to put... Yeah, thanks for hating me. I'm trying to read my chats. I just think because she was the newest character added to the series at this point, they're just like, we want to see her a lot, so they put her in every story mode, even though she's a very hard character to fight. Let's see, his main character trauma and Sephiroth here is too much for you. Your poor old time powers. Honestly, for a time traveler, Aeon doesn't look old at all. They actually have a much older looking one in this series, apparently. Hey, Evie, tuning to see your game. At least there was no zombies sneaking up on you. Yes. That is nice. I'm just now on the one where the bridge randomly disappears, and I'm going to try and do my combos and inevitably do my counter at the wrong time. Facing Shinoa isn't too bad with him because their movesets are fairly similar. They have both have a very fast basic attack, so it's not like I'm getting locked into her moves like I normally would. Alright, we both... So it knocked me off the stage, but it knocked her back onto the stage?
I cannot lose.
That's just rigged. Do you see the giant fish ate both of us, but then it knocked me off the stage, but it knocked her back onto the bridge? That was just a cheap... loss right there. I'm saying, like, I don't care if the guys just beat me, but, like, if it's the stage that's killing me, then I'm getting frustrated.
One day man shall look to dawn, without need to fear the darkness.
Have I heard her voice in any other game? It could be just because I've been playing this game for a while at this point, but I'm like, her voice sounds kind of familiar. See, that time it knocked us both back on the bridge. Stupid fish. Okay, do not get me stuck in a corner. Okay, can you stop knocking me into corners? I appreciate that. Okay, she seriously hit me right before my move went off. Okay, let's see. Shinoa. Used her power of hot non-Halloween costume to outdo your monochrome edgelord. I would not say Aeon's costume is very edgelord. I think the competition for edgelord goes between Simon with the like 1600 belts he has on his vest and his boy shorts, and like Grant, who's covered in all like the spiky knives. I think they are much closer to being edgelords. She got that dog in her. Literally, yeah. As she shoots wolves at my face. I never actually figured out how to do the combo when I was playing as her. I could do all the other ones. I couldn't figure out how to get the wolf one to work.
Behold my gift.
Again, most of my methodology is button mashing until I see a combo I like, then I try and button mash that again. He does have a nice guard breaker attack because it's also a throw, so it does break up combos, and you can't be dodged very easily because it's a grab. Can you stop hitting me with the stupid wolf heads? You're such a pain in the butt to fight. I'm so glad I get to fight you in literally every character mode. Okay. And she knocked me out of the ring. Nice.
That is the power of our glyphs, the mighty art of ecclesia.
I mean, yeah, I guess Aeon looks a little bit like Edgeworth. He's definitely closer to that than an edgelord. He does have a little like necktie and everything. He's got a suit coat. He could be a prosecutor, especially in the Ace Attorney world, because everyone wears weird things in that world.
I sense great power within you. I will use it to measure my own.
I also like that everyone's like he's the most normal looking characters in this group, and like that's largely because he's the only new character in this group. Everyone else is like a redesign, but like everyone's pretty okay with his design because they're like, yeah, well, he actually looks pretty normal, all things considered, because he's got the mainly white color scheme going on. So it's more about like a lot more simplicity than a lot of these other like edgelord costumes they have in here. Okay, can you stop hitting me with the stupid wolf heads? I'm really getting frustrated with that. I don't care if you kill me, but it's more like stop killing me with the same thing. I'll take that as a victory. I object.
Right on time. This moment was preordained.
It's not I object, it's objection. Get it right. When have you ever heard them say I object in that game? And we're back in this. Wow, we're right back in this one, which we just fought before that.
I ask you meet me in combat.
You ain't seen one quick
I'm
as me.
probably literally going to be fighting every other character. It's going to be a long story mode. He's annoying to fight for the same reason Carmilla is. He does a lot of juggling, so when he's on a higher difficulty, he's a pain in the butt to fight. I was just curious if that was long enough to do his ultimate, and it isn't. There's another clock stop item that you can do that's a lot, you know, that you can pick up, but it's way shorter than his normal time stop ability, so.
What do you think? Like what you see? Huh?
Hold it. I object to that objection. Can't object to your own objection. Edgeworth, oddly enough, is not even an edgelord. Like, his name is Edgeworth, but like he's like the least edgelord sort of character ever. He's like, he reminds me of like Gladion from Sun and Moon, where he looks tough on the outside, but is just like kind of under-socialized and shy underneath. What good games. And I think in the world of Ace Attorney, they have had things where they're like, I object to your objection. Alrighty.
This place, I too am able to fight.
Right. You ready to see my specialty?
See, I think that this guy's way more edgelord than Aeon is. I always just dodge at not the right times.
Beg your pardon? An after image.
Okay, can you stop doing that? Okay, dude. I was trying to jump!
So slow. That moss I see growing on you?
Yeah.
To mend the fabric of time, I ask you meet me in combat.
You ain't seen one quick as me before.
Malin, you need to look up that guy's voice actor, because he sounds just so much like Hades to me. Like, if not the Hades from Hercules, then at the very least the Hades from Kingdom Hearts. Okay. I don't know what that was. Oh, he threw a holy water at me. I'm like, why was I on fire? he just unfortunately moves really fast.
What do you think? Like what you see?
So if he gets any distance from me, like, he just keeps throwing knives at me, and that's really hard to get out of. So I'm trying to keep my distance close to him, but he just, like Carmilla, has a lot of moves that have a lot of,
I too am
like,
able to fight.
movement to them, so it's kind of hard to pin him down.
You ready to see my specialty?
Cool the character design, though.
Ready?
Looks like something Malin would draw. She likes the lanky limbs on her creatures.
I'm over here. An after image.
Got him.
This will just take a minute. You live for the sake of others. Your tale will be passed down for eternity. And time marches on. Right on time. I cannot allow that.
Yeah, I like how the last moment you see the knife he was throwing at me go and break a window behind me. Because I stopped him mid-knife throw, and then you see it break a window behind me. It's great. Okay, this should be the last one, because this is the clock tower.
In this place, I too am able to fight.
All who stand against the master will perish.
I do really like this, like, this arena, even if it's not a fun one to fight in. It is a very, aesthetic arena. That I'm like, I want to have the final boss of my campaign in a location like this. This is so cool looking. Like, imagine that we did the final fight against, you know, Chronipsis, the Attendant, or whoever heck it is going to be like by that point. Like, imagine having, like, like, okay, stop. Imagine having a field like this where it's, like, you know, 3 moving platforms that, like, rotate every turn or something like that. And you guys have to figure your way forward.
Right on time. This moment was preordained.
Alright, good job. I get all these ideas for, like, stuff to do in my campaign and stuff like that. And I can never decide on, like, what is a good... Oh, this one's definitely going to have the zombies in it.
To mend the fabric of time, I ask you meet me in combat.
What a great entry.
Ready? Fight!
Oh yeah, now I stopped for a moment to wipe my hands off because my palms are getting sweaty. Man, how is it that everyone texts me the moment I am doing something else? I feel like Mom right now, where I'm like, I just went to go and do some me time, and now everyone is texting me. It's fine, I'll check it afterwards. But, like, gosh, what I was saying. I was trying to wipe my hands off because my hands get clammy, but this one's probably going to be, well, I know I'm on fire at the moment, but this is going to be a pain in the butt fight, probably because I'm facing Maria, who's kind of a hard character to fight against. And we're in the stupid zombie stage, so wish me luck. I'm like, where am I? Oh, I'm over there.
Beg your pardon?
I don't even know where I am right now. Okay, I'm over there. Sorry, that attack took up the entire like screen, so I had no idea where I was. I don't know how I just won that.
This moment was preordained.
Yeah, I don't know how I did that in one go. I was just like trying to dodge the stupid zombies. Glad that one didn't take forever though.
And now the final act. However, only one may proceed from here.
No matter. I will crush you and be on my way.
This trial will not be so simple.
Ready?
Now this is gonna be fun.
Where are you looking? Here.
Yeah, he has so much HP. Oh my gosh.
Your tricks,
Dracula is a pain in the butt enemy to fight, especially when he's actually trying.
Your tricks, where are you looking? Your tricks, where are you looking? Where are you looking?
If you could stop dodging all over the arena, I'd be very much appreciating it.
A time to win and a time to lose.
Insect, did you forget who I am?
Well, believe it or not, I'm doing this to save your life, so you could at least be a little grateful.
Ready?
Okay, rude.
I'm over here.
Okay, where am I? Camera, you could turn around for a minute. Because Dracula keeps teleporting, the camera doesn't know where to like, focus on. Which is a pain in the butt, because then I cannot tell where I am. Something tells me this is going to take a couple tries.
A time to win and a time to lose.
Insect, did you
This is going to take some time. Oh, it means that we're getting a busy stream because we got the spam bot. Also, thank you. I'm doing my best here. This is going to take a while because this guy has so much freaking HP.
darkness heed me? Where are you? Your tricks,
Okay. I can't even stand up.
I'm over here.
Your tricks, how's this? Your tricks, Your tricks, where are you looking? How's this? Your tricks are useless.
Time to win and a time to lose.
I don't think I like damaged him at all that time.
Get who I am.
Anyway, anyone else got any interesting topics to discuss while I'm getting my butt kicked by the Lord of Vampires?
Wasted effort. Darkness heed me. Wasted effort.
You do look cool though. I'll give him that. He looks super cool. Okay, if you could stop dodging around, that'd be nice.
How's this? How's this? Where are you looking? Where are you looking? Hey, oh!
Time to win
That's
and a time
just
to lose.
rude.
Insect, did you forget who I am?
I probably will by the time I actually beat you.
Ready?
Where are you looking? Darkness, your tricks are useless. Your tricks are useless. Where are you? Your tricks are.
Can't even tell where I am or he is because we're both teleporting.
Your tricks are here.
I admit, I do not know how the heck I'm going to beat this guy. I cannot get past half his health bar.
Insect. Did you forget?
Yeah.
Ready? Fight!
I'm over here.
Where are you looking?
Get after him.
Here. Your tricks are
Problem is that Dracula practically is a stage hazard in and of himself because he has so many things that just stay on the field and damage you, which is a pain in the butt. Okay, well, thanks. Love that.
wasted effort. Where are you looking? Darkness. Where are you looking? How's this? Your tricks are Where are you looking? How's this? Where are you looking? Your tricks are darkness. Heed. Your tricks are how's this? KO.
A time to win and a time to
I think I got him closer that time.
Did you forget who I am?
No.
Ready? Fight! Where are you looking? How's this? Your tricks are where are you looking? Wasted effort. Where are you looking? How's this? Your tricks are useless.
Okay, rude.
Your tricks are Where are you looking? Where are you looking?
I'm over here.
Where are you looking? Where are you looking? Your tricks are darkness. Heat. Your tricks are
Over here.
wasted effort.
I'm over here. I'm over here.
Where are you
An
looking?
after image.
Okay, I immediately ran into that one.
Where are you looking? Where are you looking?
Really? You're shooting me in the air. I can't even get back down. He like glitched me into the ceiling for crying out loud. Do you see how I like was getting juggled into the ceiling by all those fireballs?
You forget who I am.
And Dracula, you're a pain.
Ready? Wasted effort. Wasted effort.
I'm over here.
Where are you looking?
An after image.
Where are you looking? Your tricks are Your tricks are here. Your tricks are useless.
A time to win and a time to lose.
Well, that didn't go well.
Insect. Did you forget who I am?
You're probably gonna be here for a while. Best part is this isn't even the final boss.
How's this?
Not quite.
Your tricks are useless. Darkness, heed me.
Not quite. Not quite.
Where are you looking?
An after
Heed
image.
your tricks are darkness, heed.
And a time to lose.
Okay. I think I'm getting worse.
Did you forget?
Take a moment to take a snack break. You know, it'd probably be fun to build a prop like Aeon's pocket watch. I bet you could 3D print a lot of that. Because it's pretty simple detail, all things considered. Alright, let's do this again.
Ready? Fight!
I'm over here.
Your tricks are, where are you looking?
I'm not looking anywhere, I'm actually just running.
To dust.
I'm over here.
How's this?
Well, running apparently isn't helping.
Your tricks are useless.
I'm over here.
Where are you Your tricks are Where are you looking? Where are you looking? Where are you Your tricks are where are you looking?
Keep me time. This will just take a minute. Even the Lord of Darkness cannot escape time. And time marches on. Right on time.
To dust.
And after
Where are you looking? Where are you Your tricks are Your tricks
I'm just gonna do what I did for Alucard's fight. I'm gonna see if I can just stall out the timer.
Your tricks are Darkness, heed me.
He has less HP than me, so I'm gonna try and just time him out.
Time's up.
you are not the one. Then I must go myself.
It's a cheap win, but it will save us hours of me trying to beat him the normal way. So I still have to beat the final boss here, too.
You will pay for disrupting the flow of time. Your hour is up.
Ready? Fight!
Sorry, I'm gonna read the messages. Okay, so the famous Hades voice actor James Wood, who voices Hades in Hercules, did voice a character named James' dad in Castlevania game. Not sure which one. No, the character I'm looking for is named Grant. But that's interesting to know. Did the same guy from Hercules, did he do it Hades in Hercules the movie and in the Kingdom Hearts? I know like they tried to get some of the voice actors back for Kingdom Hearts, but they also got some people who are just similar to them. So that's why I was trying to figure out, I'm like, is this, maybe if he's not from the actual Hades, like, voice actor from the movie, maybe he could be, like, the voice actor Hades had in the Kingdom Hearts game, sort of thing. Alrighty, so, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna hope this works. Off to a great start. I almost got knocked out of the ring right there. Yep, I was a bit too close to that one.
I'm over here. Not quite.
Ow. Clearly wasn't close enough for that.
I'm over here. A time to win and a time to lose.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what this guy's attack patterns are. I mean, look at the veins on this guy's neck. Like, he's a skeleton, but he has such a veiny neck. Cool outfit, though.
disrupting the flow of time. Your hour is up.
Ready? Fight! Extension!
Trying to remember the order of his attacks.
In after image.
Ow.
I'm over here. I'm over here.
The funny thing is that, oddly enough, the best attacks for him are his lower power ones because they have more reach. I keep forgetting that that attack comes after the skulls.
Not quite.
Extension!
I'm over here. In after image. I'm over here. Here I come.
Rude.
A time to win and a time to lose.
Okay, I was getting somewhere with that. I also enjoyed the little things you can kind of glean about Aeon's personality just from, like, listening to what, like, he sounds like when he's battling. Like, I like the fact that, like, he's almost kind of impish the whole time about it, despite being very, like, kind of posh and gentlemanly and stuff like that. Like, I like the fact that he'll go in, like, in the middle of the... He'll, like, congratulate his enemies for breaking his defenses, or he'll tease them by being like, hey, I'm behind you, or... Just the fact that if you listen closely, there's sometimes whenever he lands a successful attack or does a successful dodge, he just, like, giggles like a child, and is... I think that's very funny. Because I always like when you have a character that looks all poked together, but at the same time, they're just, like, you know, kind of trickstery at the same time. I think that's kind of a cool thing. Especially when you have, like, the time traveler characters. They should have a little bit of quirkiness to them. Like, he's like, yep, I summoned all these people to this time rift to fight you, and turns out they all were trash, so I'm doing it myself. Okay, which is the next attack that comes after this one? Okay, that's the one. That's the skulls. That's the geysers.
Here I come. In after image. Here I come. I'm over here.
I'm like, what did I just get hit with?
In after image. Not quite. Here I come.
Why did you dodge forward?
Not quite. Not quite. Go on, flee.
I was trying to do the beam thing, but then his clock changed color before I did that.
An after image. Not quite. I'm over here.
Okay. I thought that one was gonna stop before it did.
A time to win and a time to lose.
Alright, we were getting close that time.
You will pay for disrupting the flow of time. Your hour is up.
Ready? Fight!
Not quite. Go on, flee.
I thought I was out of range of that, but whatever.
And after
I was in the middle of a dodge. Come on, man. I cannot tell when I'm out of range of that.
go on, flee.
Depth perception on this is very difficult at times.
Here I come. I'm over here. I'm over here. Not quite. A time to win and a time to lose.
See, I'm trying. He should be able to do his combos in midair. For some reason, he keeps doing his counter in midair instead of his combo. So I'm trying to do his thing in the midair so I don't have to be stuck on the ground and get hit by things.
You will pay for disrupting the flow of time. Your hour is up.
I'm just now noticing the statues of like a woman being staked through the heart. That's cool. See, if I can do it midair, I can get past that one thing he does where it like freezes me in chains. That move right there.
In after image.
I just keep hitting the R button in the wrong sequence because you use R to jump. I keep using it at the wrong time. For some reason, I keep confusing the R button and the A button.
I'm over here.
Don't know how I didn't die from that.
I'm over here. In after image. Time to win and a time to lose.
I forgot about the skull attack. Should have waited until after the skull attack and then used that beam. Darn it. I'm getting close, though. It's not like when I'm trying to fight Dracula. Like, I know a strategy here. I just have to execute it right.
You will pay for disrupting the flow of time. Your hour is up.
Ready? Fight.
Here I come. Extension. 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 In after image. Extension. In after image. I'm over here. Here I come. In after image.
Did not time that correctly.
Go on. In after image. Extension. Time to win and a time to lose.
Okay. I thought he was going to start with the beams on the sides, not in the middle. Thought he was going to do the beams on the sides, so I thought it was safe to stand in the middle. But then he started shooting them in the middle, which is kind of annoying. Gosh, I wish I was better at fighting games sometimes. Doing this for my boy, though. Sorry if I'm not doing a ton of commentary right now. I am genuinely trying to be good at this game right now. Why didn't you dodge? Why is my controller dying? It's plugged in, I don't know why. For some reason it was not going to the side when I was telling... My thing's not falling out or anything, is it? Hope I didn't yank on it at some point. Yeah, sorry I'm not doing a ton of commentary right now for anyone who's popping in. I'm fighting the final boss in the final mode of Castlevania Judgement, so I'm really trying to focus on this.
You will pay for disrupting the flow of time. Your hour is up.
Ready? Fight! Extension! 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 Extension!
Being very delicate right now, so I don't lose a lot of my health unnecessarily.
An after image. Here I come.
That was a good hit. Did not dodge on that one, though, so that was less good.
Here I come. I'm over here.
Extension! Extension!
An after image. Not quite.
Extension! Extension!
An after.
Why did you dodge the other direction, dude?
Here I come. An after image.
Got him. Finally. As the rift in time was mended and all were returned to their respective eras. Of course, Aeon had no era of his own to return to. Even now he wanders time eternal, observing all that occurs. It is the only way to satisfy his infinite curiosity. Whenever the fabric of time is disturbed, he, or rather someone he enlists, will arrive to repair it. And Aeon's role will remain forever shrouded in mystery, as this is the only game he appears in. I'm guessing somebody must have came downstairs or something, but... Alright. That, let's see. Started at 8:30, it's now 10:30. Took me 2 hours to do one story mode. Which is fine. I really like I've said before, I literally bought this game for this character because I love his design so much, and he's a lot of fun to play with. I just really like all his attacks. He's a very uniquely themed time character. I remember I was mentioning this on a past stream, but I'm like, you don't really see a lot of characters that are like truly time themed. Like you'll see a character who has like a clock themed weapon, or see someone who has like a time travel themed thing, or someone has an hourglass painted on them. But I really like Aeon's design because he's like the only like one of the very few clockwork like characters I've ever seen. Because anyone can have giant scissors, anyone can live in a clock tower, anyone can have time magic, anyone can have like an hourglass motif. I like the fact that his is going full into it. Like his pocket watch turns into like essentially a sword / lance, like with the actual clock hands becoming blades, but they're not always stuck in that position, which is the bigger thing. That I think about, like, you know, you might see like a character who has like maybe a watch in the hilt of a sword, but it's not really anything more than a sword with a fancy hilt. I like the fact that his is like a legitimate pocket watch that like the hands can extend and retract in his weapon, which is really cool because that means essentially he could have like a traditional sword, but also sometimes it works like a pair of scissors. Sometimes he throws it up like a blade, a spinning blade of death. He shoots a freaking laser beam out of it that I just used several times to kill that Reaper guy. But I'm like, I think his weapon's so versatile. Like, it's still probably to date like the best example of a time theme weapon I've seen, because anyone can do a character like they either can rewind time, can rewind their stuff, like Tracer, Echo, like a bunch of characters who are like what I would call chronomancers. They manipulate time, but they're not true like time users, like time travelers. Like they manipulate time around them, but they aren't actually moving anywhere in the time stream. And would be someone who counts as both being a chronomancer and a time traveler, someone who moves through time but can also move time around them and tell time when to stop. So, like, pretty cool thing. But I'm like, I also, again, just like his outfit because I like, you know, someone in a cool looking suit. But I'm like, I really just love his weapon and his moveset because they really make sense for a time themed character. And I love a time themed character. Most of the time, it's nothing more than, I got a pocket watch on my top hat. And you're like, that's the only thing that they do that's time themed about it. There's nothing else. Like, there's a lot of mystery around this particular character. Like, there's even the fan theory of, like, is he literally like the embodiment of time itself? That's why he says he can only fight in this place, because this is the only time that he can, when time literally stops moving is when he's allowed to essentially interact. Like a watcher sort of thing, I guess. Now I can play as Aeon, yay! As always, a huge fan of the Death Note art style. Love the big ridiculous collars and excessive belts and zippers. You gotta love that. Plus the Gothic vibe. Yep. Oh yes, I'm a big time fan. It's more like I like the aesthetics, but I've never actually like got into the series itself. I'm just kind of like, cool. I think I said I got a Sprite or something. What do I got? Oh, I got a little Sprite. A very affable Sprite whose hobbies include giggling and sitting on shoulders. Though pure-blooded fairies are not musical, this fairy subspecies often breaks into song. I like his, like, its hobbies are giggling and sitting on shoulders. I made one of my Neopets themed after the Victorian era time guy instead of the Gothic era time guy here. Well, that's pretty cool. Victorian is, like, the cousin of Gothic. Like, old age Victorian is, like, the neighbor of Gothic. Like, when you look at, like, some, like, Black Butler, for instance, which I think is a very Gothic theming show, it's also, like, set in Victorian England. It's not surprising. These two, like, things just kind of work together. Gotta figure out why your comments are double posting on the screen later. I don't know. I assumed it's because I'm going both through Twitch and YouTube. That's what I always assumed it was, but I don't actually know. Oh yeah, let's look at the gallery and see if we got anything extra. Yeah, I think you get the artwork if you beat the characters. This is like their concept artwork, and I think you get it after you beat because there's 14 of them. I think you get them when you beat each character in like a second playthrough. Isn't this just a great song though? Like if I had a like a YouTube opening, I'd probably use this as a opening song because I like how it sounds like so energetic but still very like harpsichordy. you ready for a boss battle, you know? Yeah. Darkness of Fear. What an emo song name. I know, this is the main theme of Castlevania Judgment. It's technically Aeon's theme, but, you know. Every other character has their theme, but they were all remixed like Fire Emblem Warriors was, so they had like these cool like rock ballad versions of them. And I think every kind of classic music sounds better as a rock ballad. Whether people loved or hated this game, and a lot of people definitely hated it, everyone could agree that this game has some of the best music in the entire series. And in fact, a lot of the covers it does of previous games are the best ones. Oh, Evie, one of these days I gotta dress you up like your inner emo goth vampire self. Hey, I told you I'd be down to trying to cosplay Aeon. I could do the biggest things. Let me actually go to the castle mode so I can show you something. Like, I would want to, I don't know if I would do him in his white form or I would do him in his alternate outfit, because I really like his alternate color scheme too. Because his alternate color scheme, like, normally he's in white, which I think really works very well for his aesthetic, but he also has, like, this alternate costume that's, like, all red and black. I would also dress up as that. That also looks like an awesome outfit.
The time is now.
So I'm gonna do just a castle level or two, just to, you know, try it out. This is the other game mode they have. I haven't played it very much. But I figure why not? Like, his outfit looks so cool in the red and black too. Like, I like the white, but I also really like the red and black as well. You're gonna be the Shot Hedgehog version of him? He's got a little monocle and a little pocket watch. Come on, that's the coolest thing ever. I might try and, like, if I was gonna cosplay him, I probably would do his alternate outfit.
To mend the fabric of time,
Because,
I ask you meet me in combat.
honestly, white doesn't look good on a lot of people.
Ready? Fight!
I also like in his alternate outfit and everything, like, in his regular outfit has, like, a blue tinge to it, but when he's in his alternate outfit, everything has a red tinge to it. It's a nice switch up. Random tentacle. Love that. You hear, like, somehow when he's just running around, he just, like, is... I wasn't sure that would actually stop him or not. But I just like how he, like, when he's running around and he's fighting, sometimes he's just, like, giggling. Like, this is the most fun he's had in, like, forever. Which I guess, if his whole job is to, like, watch over the flow of time and make sure that no one disrupts it, that he probably doesn't get out very much. I also love
A time to win and a time to lose.
I fell outside of the arena because the boat starts shifting. This is not an easy arena to fight on when they have all the hazards active. This game mode is just like that one mode on Super Smash Bros. Where I used to grind for coins and trophies, not the Subspace Emissary, but the one that was an Ultimate, yeah. The World of Light or whatever it was called, the one that had a cutscene that made you all hyped for the adventure and then there was no story mode after that. They faked us out hard with that mode in Ultimate. I think I should be running everywhere like that guy. Yes. I think you should.
mend the fabric of time, I ask you meet me in combat.
Ready? Fight!
I also just feel like this costume might be a little easier to cosplay because it has colors that are more often, you know, you're more likely to find. But honestly, I'd cosplay him in either outfit. I do like the red and black one a lot, but I do the white one too. I just have to make sure I have a big, like, cloth for my weapon. I think you could probably, like, 3D print a lot of it. Because it's a lot of basic shapes. I really don't like these zombie things. They're such a pain in the butt. I didn't know when you did that one in the air that he does like a freaking handstand on his watch. Like, I know when he does it on the ground, he throws it above his head and ducks down, but I didn't realize that when you do that attack in the air, he just does like a dang handstand. Red beam of death.
Right on time. This moment was preordained.
Nice. I got hipster specs. Nice. Not sure what the heck I'd be doing with those in this, like, Death Note-y style game, but cool. I think I should start running everywhere like that guy. Oh yeah, I already read that one. I thought there was a new comment underneath. You're right, the fact that it doubles each comment is kind of deceiving.
In this place, I too am able to fight.
I just like looking at all the details in these stages, like, you know,
Ready?
like the walls, being chased around by mer people.
An after image. An after image.
Cool. That's not a hard challenge.
Allow that which would disrupt the flow of time.
Come on, that's just like the coolest outfit ever. Defeat monsters, alright.
In this place, I too am able to fight.
Ready? Fight!
I also like the fact that, like, most of his attacks are, like, kicks, like, really high kicks, because he has to keep his hand, he has one hand to use his sword, and then he has to keep the other one always tucked behind his back, because he has the whole butler pose whenever he's in, like, his, static pose. I think that's just very funny. Well, I guess that works. Like, again, the fact that he just, like, giggles whenever he picks up an item or, like, defeats someone, I think is the funniest thing, because he looks really serious, and, like, he's all busy being a mysterious enigma wrapped in a noodle and everything, but, like, other times he's just like, this is so much fun. I normally just have to sit and watch things happen. Now I can actually go and do it myself. When's the last time you had a truly good, use a hyper attack to defeat the opponent? Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. When's the last time you had a truly good, like, time-traveling character that wasn't trying to stop a horrible future or just completely apathetic to the world and was generally just there for the fun of, like, man, this is cool.
Mend the fabric of time. I ask
I like when I get to do field work and actually, like, interact with people. Even if that means I'm beating up children half the time. Oh, and there's the saw blade. There we go. I guess he is kind of Shadow the Hedgehog because he has like a whole like chaos control ability.
Fated to walk a difficult path. Enjoy yourself while you can. And time marches on. Right on time.
I also like that he's like timing his own ultimate attack. Be like, this will take a minute, and he then like counts down like exactly 60 seconds for how long his like ultimate's supposed to last. And I think that's very funny. Dang it. Didn't realize this had random encounters on it. I was just going back to save. That's fine.
In this place, I too am able to fight.
Ready? Fight!
Yay, I get to fight more zombies.
Right on time. This moment was preordained.
I mentioned he's got like the stripy sleeves. I love that sort of vibe. I'm just seeing if I can make it to the next boss door. Oh, I can go down here. Collect 4 hearts. That shouldn't be too bad.
To mend the fabric of time, I ask you meet me in combat.
I need to like feel like I need to commission someone to make me like a statue of him because there's no way he would have any merch. But I'm like, I just kind of want to be like, can I get a poster or a keychain of you or something? Because I love your outfit so much. Yeah, that never stops being cool to watch. Sorry, I forgot what the objective was for a minute. I'm like, why do these guys keep respawning? I'm like, oh, because I'm supposed to be collecting hearts right now. I forgot to read the thingy. Like, why are these guys keep respawning? Oh, I forgot to see what the objective was.
Which would disrupt the flow of time.
Man, you look so cool. I'm just gonna say that every time he does his whole over the shoulder. It's like watching Alucard do his cape swoosh when he does this the whole like, watch me just throw my weapon over my shoulder. Never mind that my weapon is a giant clock. He just looks so cool. Enemy ambush, sure, why not? Just wanted to see if there was another save point nearby. Even though I hate the zombies, I do really like the look of this field because I love the fact that it looks like this whole like desolate graveyard with like the little angel statues. Like, whenever one says like, you know, Halloween one-shot or Gothic, this is the first thing I think about. Like, old abandoned graveyard. That feels like, you know, somewhere just time forgot. Tell you, anyone who was in my campaign, the conductor was originally literally just supposed to be Aeon. Like, he was literally just supposed to be a mysterious guy that sometimes would sweep people away, like he does in this game, to like go on quote-unquote secret missions, so that essentially if I had any absent players, I would have a reason for why they might suddenly exit and enter the story. And then I should have seen it coming that my players, being the little chaos gremlins they were going to chase after my random NPC that I told them they didn't need to chase after. But they're like, no, we want to go chase after this guy. I'm like, oh. I actually just wanted you guys to ignore him and have him like pop in and out, but then the conductors became very different characters. But initially they were just supposed to be like Aeon, like very mysterious, kind of just pops in and out when he's needed. Sometimes does some fighting. You know, can do time rifts and teleportation and stuff like that, but... great. Ow. I have to collect items. I just have to wait for the dang items to respawn.
I cannot allow that which would disrupt the flow of time.
Oh yeah, I can wrap up any time now. I was just kind of having fun with the character. Okay, and look, the next one's a boss door, so that makes it easy enough.
To mend the fabric of time, I ask you meet me in combat.
Ready? Fight! Extension! Extension!
I can never tell how far the foreground goes in this stage. Nice. Slash him back head.
Right on time. This moment was preordained.
Cool, now I got a crown. Fun. That's a great saving point right there. And I'm being summoned downstairs for strawberry desserts, so that is my cue to leave. Definitely a much more chill stream tonight. I think I did fairly well. I didn't get stuck on any boss fights for an hour, even though I had to kind of cheese the Dracula fight at the end there, but I had a good time. This has overall been, again, a really fun game to just kind of... I know, isn't he so conductor coded? But, like, literally everything about the conductor, like, when in the conductor in his original incarnation when he was a singular person was literally just Aeon, but, like, in a gray outfit instead. He was literally meant to be a character who just came in, would just pop up out of random moments in time, steal a character, say that he had some mission for them, which would have been like this game, where he just grabs people randomly from their daily lives. Like, literally, I based everything off of him. Like, even the part in the beginning of every story mode where people just come upon, like, a random guy in a white suit, and they're like, who the heck is this? The next thing they know, they're in another void. And they're fighting monsters. That's literally was the idea for the conductor originally, was just to be like, random guy in a gray suit comes and grabs you. Or, no, it was black originally. And I came in with the gray thing later. But a black suit just comes and grabs you, has a special mission to go on, and then they just disappear. And then when that player would come back, I'd be like, oh, hey, you came back from this temporal space adventure. And the conductor dropped you off. But then everyone got so interested in the conductor that I'm like, oh, I have to give him more of a storyline than just making him an enigmatic character in the background. That's when they became more based off the subway bosses, was a bit later, because I had to give them more personality. But yeah, the original conductor was literally just going to be on. Like, this is entirely where that character came from. And it's because I really like the, I like a time traveler that isn't apathetic to the world, isn't really wacky, and, like, but still has kind of, like, a bit of mischief in him. Like, again, I think it's funny that he just kind of, like, giggles whenever he, like, beats an opponent or, like, collects an item, even though everything else is all, like, very kind of dapper and stuff like that when he says any of his voice lines, and he, like, even compliments the player character when they manage to break his guard. Like, this is a character that you feel like is just messing with you because he can, and because he can totally, like, make you cease to exist, but he's not going to because that's against the rules, but he might as well have some fun because most of the time he's just watching over the time stream. So every once in a while when you're like, hey, I can actually go and use this clock for fighting for once, I don't have to just sit here and watch it. Anyway, this was a great game to replay. I really enjoyed it. I really do like this game a lot. I'm not good at it. I'm not great at fighting games in general, but I love the aesthetic of this game. It has great music. I really do appreciate the artwork. I wish that there were, like, other games that had artwork like this, or the Castlevania had stayed in this artwork direction, or at the very least that they had made a Castlevania Judgement 2, like another fighting game with a bigger cast of characters. Definitely bring Aeon back, but, like, yeah, $18 paid for just this one character. And now we've done all the story modes, so I think next Tuesday we'll be starting a new game of some sort. Unless the mood ever strikes me to keep working on castle mode, I'll probably do that off stream. But I'll see what other games we have, because we could still, like, go and finish a game I started earlier, like Paper Mario, or I could start a totally new game. Not sure yet, but I'll figure out something new to play next Tuesday. Because Tuesdays are video game night. I might be doing a crochet stream at some point this week, so keep an eye out for that. And then, yeah, everyone who's tuned in tonight, who watched me, I know it was a little bit more of a chill stream. There wasn't as much talking and rambling as usual, because I was actually trying to... There's a lot of hard fights, so I was trying to actually focus on doing the right button prompts and getting it right, and actually not taking forever to get beaten like 45 times. But I hope everyone who stopped by enjoyed it. I hope we had a good time, had a nice chill time. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me as I play through this very gothic emo game. That's totally my jam. And I'll see you guys some other time this week, maybe. Have a good night, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are.